Dear students, in previous video lectures, we have seen some techniques to the evaluation of real definite integrals such as beta function, gamma function. Today we will see one of the new technique as differentiation under integral sign for the evaluation of real definite integral. This differentiation under integral sign, in short, this is called as the DUIS. When we have the integral of the form I of alpha is equals to integral of a to b f of x alpha dx. This is to be integrated with respect to x and it contains the order parameter alpha. Then we differentiate this integral with respect to the parameter alpha using DUIS. So you can evaluate the value of such type of integral by using the technique DUIS. To solve the examples on DUIS, we have to use some notations for the integral and which is depends on the nature of the function. Suppose here the function f of x alpha is there and this function is to be integrated with respect to x. So here x is called variable and alpha is called parameter. So use the notation for this integral in the form of parameter alpha, and this is called as I of alpha. Same thing is happened here also. Instead of that, suppose some particular function cos of alpha is there, and if this function is to be integrated within some limits a and b, and if this is integrated with respect to x, then here x is variable and alpha is called parameter, and you can denote this integral by I of alpha. For example, if you have some different function like this, f of xa is equals to x raised to a minus 1 upon log x. If this function is to be integrated with respect to x, in this case a is called parameter and x is called variable, and we have to put the notation for the integral in terms of the parameter. So if parameter is a, put the notation for this integral as I of a. For example, we have another example here. F of xb is equals to x raised to b minus 1 log x. If this function is to be integrated with respect to x, x is called variable and b is called the parameter, and you can put the notation for this integral as I of b. So to find the solution, first of all we have to put some notation for that integral. So for this is required. Depends on the nature of here the function as well as the nature of the limits. There are two types of rules of DUIS. DUIS rule 1 and DUIS rule 2. Today we will see the first rule as DUIS rule 1. When we have this limits a and b as a constant, that means some constant values are given. So obviously if we have some integral of the form I of alpha is equals to integral a to b f of x alpha dx. Here this function is f of x alpha. This is integrated with respect to x. So x is variable and alpha is parameter. So notation for this integral is I of alpha, where the limits small a and b are the constant. Then by using this DUIS rule 1, take the derivative on both sides with respect to the parameter alpha. So LHS becomes I dash of alpha. You may write this as di upon d alpha is equals to integral of a to b. And on RHS, this rule defines that the partial derivative of this function with respect to the parameter alpha. This function is the function of two variables. While finding the partial derivative of this function with respect to the parameter alpha, we have to keep x totally as a constant, and then whatever the outcome here for this partial derivative, you have to write that respective function here, and by using some procedure you can find the solution of such type of integral. So this is your DUIS rule number 1. Now while solving the examples on DUIS rule 1, we will see some steps, basic steps here. First of all, write the given integral in the proper notation. Suppose the function inside the integral is of the form f of x alpha dx. This is integrated with respect to x. So alpha is the parameter and x is the variable. So use the notation for this integral as I of alpha. Here we observe that the limits a and b are constant. So we have to use DUIS rule 1 to find the value of this integral. So differentiate on both sides with respect to the parameter alpha by DUIS rule 1 because the limits a and b are constant. Using this rule, LHS becomes I dash of alpha is equals to on RHS integral a to b partial derivative of this function with respect to alpha, and this is to be integrated with respect to x. While finding the partial derivative of this function with respect to alpha, we have to keep x totally as a constant, and whatever the function is occur after this partial derivative, write down this function here and integrate this function with respect to x within the limits a to b. So when you integrate this function with respect to x, you will get some output, and now apply the limits a to b. After applying the limits a to b to this function, you will get some function in terms of alpha here. So next step is I dash of alpha is equals to f of alpha. That means you will get some function f of alpha here. If I dash of alpha is equals to f of alpha, we have to find I of alpha is equals to something. So we have to here integrate on both sides to cancel this derivative, integrate on both sides with respect to the alpha. So after the integration, I dash of alpha becomes I of alpha. Integrate this f of alpha with respect to alpha, d alpha, and limits are not here, so add some constant of integration c. Integrate this function with respect to alpha. You will get some output here, that is g of alpha. Some function is exist here after integrating this function plus some constant c, I of alpha. But if you observe in the original function or original integral, I of alpha is some integral with the limits a and b. That means we don't want this constant c in the final solution. So we have to find some specific value of this constant c. So to find the value of c, use some specific values of alpha in LHS and RHS of equation number 2. To find this c, we have to use some specific values of alpha in LHS as well as an RHS. So you will get some value of the constant t. So this is depends on the nature of the function which is occur in the given integral. For example, sometimes we have to use alpha is equals to 0, sometimes alpha is equals to 1, maybe alpha is equals to minus 1, depends on the nature of the function which is involved inside the integral. Substitute all these values here. Suppose alpha is 0, I of 0 is equals to g of 0 plus c. So find I of 0 from the original integral. G of 0 you can easily find out by using this function. So you will get some value of c, and let us put this value of c. So you will get the final solution of this integral as I of alpha is equals to some function in alpha. Similarly, suppose your integral is of the form I of a, your solution should be in terms of a. If I of b, then your solution should be in terms of b. By using this procedure, we will see one of the examples on DUIS rule 1. Question is that prove that integral 0 to 1 x raised to a minus 1 upon log x dx is equals to log of 1 plus a for all values of a greater than equals to 0. First of all, we have to denote this integral by this notation. This function is a function of two variables x and a. This is integrated with respect to x. So x is variable here and a is parameter. So use the notation for this integral as I of a is equals to integral 0 to 1 x raised to a minus 1 upon log x dx. Call it as equation number 1. to find the value of this integral, if a is parameter and limits 0 and 1 are the constants, so apply DUIS rule 1. So differentiate on both sides with respect to the parameter a, because the limits are constant, so use DUIS rule 1. By using this rule 1, I of a becomes I dash of a, and this d by dA inside the integral sign becomes the partial derivative of this function with respect to x. Again, 0 and 1 are the constants, so that's why DUIS rule 1 is applicable here. So take the partial derivative of this function with respect to a by this rule 1 and integrate after that with respect to x. While finding the partial derivative of this function with respect to x, with respect to a, keep x totally as a constant and use a as a variable. So use some rules of derivative here while finding this partial derivative. Partial derivative of x raised to a is x raised to a log of x. Partial derivative of 1 is 0 and log of x is the constant, so keep this as it is. Since we know that derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x log of a, so use the same technique here, only our function is of the form x raised to a. So log x and log x will get cancelled here, only one function is left, that is x raised to a. So integrate this function with respect to x, keeping a totally as a constant. So I dash of a is equals to this. Integration of x raised to a is x raised to a plus 1 upon a plus 1. Apply the limits 0 to 1. Instead of x, apply the upper limit as a 1, and instead of x, apply the lower limit as a 0. Place all the values here. 1 raised to something is equals to 1 minus 0. So I dash of a is equals to 1 upon a plus 1. But we want I of a. That means we have to remove this derivative notation here. So integrate on both sides. The next step is that integrate on both sides with respect to a. When you take the integration, I dash of a becomes I of a. So this is equals to I of a integral of 1 upon a plus 1 dA plus some constant c. We know that integration of 1 upon a plus 1 is log of a plus 1. So I of a is equals to log of a plus 1 plus c. But this is not your final answer, because your given integral is the definite integral. So here, to find the value of c, we have to use some value of a in this equation number 2. So we decide here substitute a is equals to 0. Because of that, you will get very easily the value of c. Put a is equals to 0. This becomes I of 0 is equals to log of 0 plus 1 plus c. Again the same thing is here. Choose the value of a in a such way that after substitution you will get very easily the value of this integral. So this step becomes I of 0 is equals to log of 0 plus 1 plus c. We know that log 1 is equals to 0. Therefore c is equals to I of 0. So how to find this I of 0? To find such type of integrals, use the given integral here. From equation number 1, we know that I of a is equals to integral 0 to 1 x raised to a minus 1 upon log x dx. So place the value of a is equals to 0. I of 0 is equals to integral 0 to 1 x raised to 0 minus 1 upon log x dx. X raised to 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 becomes 0. So RHS becomes 0. Therefore value of I of 0 is equals to 0. If value of I of 0 is equals to 0, equation number becomes, if I of 0 is 0, c becomes 0, and if c becomes 0, equation number 2 becomes I of a is equals to log of a plus 1. All the next steps are here. I of 0 is 0, c equals to 0. Therefore, the value of this integral is I of a is equals to log of a plus 1. This is your final value of this definite integral by using the technique DUIS. Problem number 2. Prove that integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus ax upon x sec x dx is equals to 1 by 2 log of a square plus 1 upon 2 for all values of a greater than 0. Write the given integral in the notation. This function is to be integrated with respect to x and a is parameter, x is variable. So notation for this integral is I of a equals to integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus x upon x sec x dx. Limits 0 and infinity are constant. So use DUIS rule 1 to evaluate this integral. Differentiate on both sides with respect to the parameter a. By DUIS rule, I of a becomes I dash of a is equals to integral 0 to infinity partial derivative of this function with respect to a. While finding the partial derivative of this function with respect to a, keep x totally as a constant. So partial derivative of e raised to minus x becomes 0 and partial derivative of e raised to minus ax with respect to a is minus e raised to minus ax into partial derivative of minus x with respect to a is minus x upon x sec x, keep as it is. The next step is here 0 to infinity. This partial derivative of this becomes 0. Partial derivative of this function is this minus x e raised to minus ax dx. So you can cancel this x and x from here. Minus becomes plus. Cancel x here. I dash of a is equals to 0 to infinity e raised to minus ax. 1 upon sec x is cos x dx. This is one type of standard integral. You can easily evaluate the value of this integral with respect to x using this standard formula. Since we know that integration of e raised to x cos of bx dx is equals to e raised to x upon a square plus b square a cos bx plus b sin bx. Here value of a is minus a and value of b is equals to 1. So place these values here. A is equals to minus a and b is equals to 1. So value of this integral is equals to this and apply the limits 0 to infinity. So next step is here. Replace a by minus a upon a by minus a square plus 1 square. Resubstitute all these values here and apply the limits 0 to infinity. If we apply the upper limit here, this e raised to minus infinity upon 1 plus a square minus a cos of infinity plus sin of infinity minus lower limit e raised to 0 upon 1 plus a square minus a cos 0 plus sin 0. So e raised to minus infinity value is 0. So because of that first term becomes 0. E raised to 0 is 1 and cos of 0 is equals to 1. Sin of 0 is 0. So using all these values, cos of 0 is 1 and sin 0 is 0. So your RHS becomes minus 1 upon 1 plus a square minus a plus 0. Minus becomes plus. So I dash of a is equals to a upon 1 plus a square. But we want I of a is equals to some final answer. So the next important step is that to remove this derivative, we have to integrate LHS and RHS with respect to a. So integrate on both sides. Integration of I dash of a dA is equals to integral of a upon a square plus 1 dA and limits are not there. So add the constant of integration c. To find the integration, we have to divide and multiply to that integral by 2. So you can easily find the value of this integral. 1 plus a square is the function in the denominator. To adjust its derivative, we have to multiply by 2 here. So numerator becomes 2a upon 2. And using this formula, integral of f dash of x upon f of x dx is equals to log of f of x. Integration of this function is 1 by 2 log of 1 plus a square plus c. Call it as equation number 3. But this is not your final answer. Need to find the value of c here. So to find the value of c, use some proper value of a. Here we choose the value of a is equals to 1. Again, this depends on the nature of the function. You have to choose accordingly to that. So put a is equals to 1 in LHS and RHS. I of 1 is equals to 1 by 2 log of 1 plus c. I of 1 is equals to 1 by 2 log 2 plus c. To find the value of I of 1, use equation number 1, integral. So put a is equals to 1 in equation number 1 is I of a is equals to 0 to infinity e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus ax upon x sec x dx. I of 1 is equals to, put a is equals to 1. So this numerator function becomes e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus x. And e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus x becomes 0. Therefore, value of I of 1 is equals to 0. If value of I of 1 becomes 0, if you put this value in equation number 4, this equation number 4 becomes 0 is equals to 1 by 2 log 2 plus c. Therefore, the value of c is minus 1 by 2 log 2. So, place this value of c in this equation number 4. So, the next step is here. I of a is equals to 1 by 2 log of 1 plus a square minus 1 by 2 log 2. This is the value of c. Now use the rules of logarithm. Take 1 by 2 common. From this term becomes log of 1 plus a square minus log 2. And we know that log a minus log b is equals to log of a upon b. Therefore, I of a is equals to 1 by 2 log of a square plus 1 upon 2. So finally, you have the value of this integral I of a, so 0 to infinity e raised to minus x minus e raised to minus x upon x sec x dx is equals to 1 by 2 log of a square plus 1 plus 2. We'll enjoy the more questions in the next video. Thank you.